podcast is going to go down. We're going to film the video of our reaction to the Betts trade, the blockbuster sent it to LA with Price and all that stuff, the four-teamer. That's going to be the YouTube video. Then we're going to break down a bunch of other stuff that's happened since we last saw everyone on the 23rd. It was Jeter and Walker's Hall of Fame Day. We have some news to share, but we're not going to get into it at this moment. James Paxton, the Yankees starting pitcher, he was going to be their 2 or 3 starter at the beginning of the season, has landed, not even the IL because the season hasn't started yet, but he's out for 3 to 4 weeks after back surgery. That's why I'm wearing a big Maple shirt to honor him right now. We're not going to get too much into it at this moment. It's a big loss, but this is more about the trade. So, although if you want to say something about Paxton quickly, feel free.
Well, yeah, it was reported about an hour. Actually, no. It was about an hour and a half ago that he got surgery on a cyst. I'm still trying to figure out where the cyst was. I'm assuming either his back or his knee because those are where he's had the problems. And this recovery is a 3 to 4 month recovery. That's 3 to 4 months. So now February, March, April, May. So he's not going to come back till May or June.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
That's the best case scenario.
That is the best case scenario. So, this, like Julian said, we're not going to really get into it. All I'll say is, better now than in the season when we really need them. That's the way I see it. But this is, we don't need these injuries right now. It's February 5th, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Listen, we don't need what happened last year with injuries. So if this is going to help you and this down the line, and when you come back in June and you're okay, we need you for the long haul, I'm fine with it. But, it's upsetting. It definitely is. But we got to adjust. And, the Yankees did that better than anybody last year. So, that's why this Garrett Cole signing now is huge. Yeah. Definitely.
One last thing I'll say, and then we'll get to this later, so I don't want to waste too much time, but the fact that we have Cole makes this somewhat okay. That's all I'm going to say for this moment. Now let's get to the real meat and potatoes here. The big trade last night that shook the baseball world.
The big meal.
We've been talking about this for the past week or so. It feels like this has been brewing and brewing and brewing. I have said for weeks that I felt that Betts and Price were going to go to the Dodgers. The trade yesterday, Betts and David Price shipped off to Los Angeles. But that's not where this thing ends. The Red Sox get Alex Verdugo, who was a very solid outfielder for the Dodgers last year. We'll break down the stats in a second. The Twins get involved in this. They pick up a much-needed starting pitcher, Kenta Maeda. I was really surprised to see that happen. A lot of stuff's still working with this trade. It's not even fully official yet. It's a crazy thing here. So Maeda goes to Minnesota. Then you get Brusdar Graterol. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. I'm sorry, but it's a prospect from Minnesota who has some great stuff. Apparently, electric arm. Pitched 52 innings in Double-A last year at 50 strikeouts around. So the Red Sox are getting that. They're getting Verdugo. The Twins get Maeda. And then the Angels get involved. They get Jock Peterson and Ross Stripling. And then the Dodgers get an infield prospect from the Angels. And they may be getting more prospects. Now, the Stripling was a late addition today. This trade's just ridiculous from all angles. But I don't know about you, but I'm laughing at the Red Sox right now, literally punting the season a week before spring training. No manager still, no punishment still for the whole Alex Cora fallout. It's just hysterical right now. And I'm just going to say one thing, and then I want to hear Bobby's take on it. Then I'll break down stats as I like to do. But if anyone thinks the Red Sox can make the playoffs, that is so asinine to me. I've heard people think they still have a chance. That is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. I don't even think they can grab a wild card. And obviously they have no chance of winning the division. Last year they lost by 19 games. The Yankees add Cole. They lose their best player. They lose their manager. They lose probably their second best starting pitcher, arguably. You could argue Eduardo Rodriguez is better, but at worst it's their third starter despite all the money they were on the hook for. And speaking of the financials of this, Price contract 3 for $96 was remaining. The Dodgers have picked up around half of it. So the Red Sox still have to pay half of it despite the fact he's not even on the team anymore.
Yeah, well, very well said. The Red Sox last night just gave away their, basically now, the face of their franchise. They just traded him away. They got rid of David Price. They're still paying a lot of money. Half of that 95. That's a lot of money for somebody not on your team. Wow. I will say this trade shook the world of baseball.
It's huge.
And the Dodgers were quiet all offseason until a week before pitchers and catchers report, and they make a huge splash. And Mookie Betts, arguably one of the best outfielders in the game, one of the best hitters in the game, a former MVP, is now on the Dodgers. The Dodgers just always seem to get, and if you saw this Dodgers lineup, it's stacked. It is stacked. This trade for the Dodgers absolutely won this trade. The Red Sox, I don't know
Dodgers
what the hell the Red Sox are doing. They fired him. They still have no manager a week before. I mean, like, this is just a clown show. Trading Maeda to the Twins, that's a huge get for the Twins, definitely. Absolutely. They fill a huge void they tried to do in the offseason. They finally did it a week before pitchers and catchers report. I will say, the Dodgers are a force to be reckoned with. Once again, adding this bat to their lineup. Mookie Betts is going to thrive in Los Angeles. He's going to thrive in that lineup. And my opinion, he'll probably bat, between second, third, and cleanup, in my opinion?
Yeah, I actually did tweet out the projected lineup before. We can do that. And also I want to say Luis Regifio is the guy that the Dodgers are getting. He's an infielder. He had limited time last year. 7 homers, like around 38 RBI, just 1.6 wins above replacement, hit .238, and he's not really gonna play much for the Dodgers, I don't think. So we're gonna have to see what they do with him and everything that happens with that. 33 ribbies, but he is just 22 years old, I believe. So he's gonna be hot. He's a good get for the Dodgers for depth, infield purposes, or whatever. They obviously see some value in him, but I also think they dumped Peterson to the fact that they wanted space for Betts, obviously. They're comfortable with A.J. Pollock, who I think is much better than Jock Peterson if he's healthy. I really think Jock is very overrated. I've thought that for a while. I don't get the fascination with him. He's really an all-or-nothing guy. He doesn't really get a lot of RBIs. He had 36 homers, 74 RBIs last year. I mean, some of that's because he's the leadoff hitter. I mean, 3.3 wins above replacement. I mean, he's all right. He just doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, doesn't really do it for me either. I mean, the Angels getting Jock Peterson, they definitely,
good for him.
Yeah, it does. Adds another bat to their lineup, another outfielder for them to go with Trout. But, I think Jock Peterson in a way fell, in my opinion. I don't think he is as good as he was back in the day.
No, he's never going to live up to that hype and what they thought he was going to be.
No. So, they just, in my opinion, the Dodgers did this just because they got an outfielder, so they need to dump one.
Yeah.
So, it worked out for both parties. So.
Yeah, and I think Stripling's a good pickup for the Angels. They desperately needed pitching help, and he will slide in that starting rotation. Last year he was 4-4. He spent time starting in the bullpen mainly, though, because the Dodgers' rotation was so deep. He threw 90 innings, around 93 strikeouts, ERA of 3.4. He was very solid. Now, we look at this Dodgers lineup. This one I'm seeing here, who knows how they're going to end up doing this. I've already seen a million different configurations of it, but this one has Betts batting first, which I could see. Or I think he'll either be third or first, somewhere, or back-to-back with Bellinger. But this one has him first playing right field. Max Muncy, he's batting second playing first base. Justin Turner batting third playing third base. Cody Bellinger, the MVP, batting fourth in center field. A.J. Pollock batting fifth in left field. Corey Seager, sixth is shortstop, who I think is due for a good season. I think last year he was kind of recovering from the injury. I expect a great season from Seager this year. Will Smith's a very under-the-radar player for them. I think he's ascending as one of the better catchers in the game right now. He's very young, a lot of promise. He did well last year. He's batting seventh now. Batting eighth is the second baseman, highly touted prospect who was off limits in these talks, Gavin Lux. Will be batting eighth at second base, so I'm very curious to see what he has. But from top to bottom, I don't see any holes in this lineup at all.
No, there isn't.
It's great.
This is an all-star lineup.
It's phenomenal.
It's a World Series worthy lineup.
They're the World Series favorites.
And it's going to
make it in the NL.
It's going to be interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, so I'm sure you're in agreement with me that Dodgers are World Series favorites at this point.
Yeah.
That's a fair statement, I would say.
That's extremely accurate.
to represent the National League.
Yep.
So we look at what Mookie Betts brings to this team. Last year in a down year, and I'm saying this is a down year, 6.8 wins above replacement, 29 homers, hit 295 with 80 RBIs. It's a down year, too.
Yeah, that is a down year. Coming from
346 in 2018.
Yeah, that's
And the
MVP. Yeah, he just had a down year. The whole Red Sox team had a down year. So, I think that he's going to bounce back definitely, and you're going to see great things from Mookie Betts. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Dodger fans are going to absolutely love this guy. Definitely.
I don't see why they wouldn't. He's going to be the heart and soul of their team. He's going there to win. He wants his contract, so he's a free agent. He'll be busting it. Will the Dodgers be able to work out something long term? That's going to be an interesting layer to this. And then David Price, the elephant in the room, also 7-5 last year. He was hurt. He spent some time on the injured list. 2 wins above replacement for him. And like we said, he's playing half of this. He's going to slot in around the 3 spot in the Dodgers rotation, I would say. How do you feel he could do with the Dodgers? We know his postseason struggles are well documented. He's 5-9 with an ERA of 4.6, so he's not a good playoff pitcher at all. We're not making it up. There's a large sample size. It's not fluky. The guy does not pitch well in the playoffs. That's just a fact.
Well, in my opinion, I think David Price lost it. I don't think he is what he used to be.
Oh, no, not at all.
I think that he'll be serviceable. I love this word, serviceable.
You use that a lot.
He'll be serviceable with the Dodgers. I don't think you're going to get an all-star out of him. I think you'll get a decent arm who could give you a few innings. That stat, 2 wins above replacement, is just pathetic.
Well, he was banged up, too.
I understand he's banged up, but you know what? He still lost a step.
He did.
And the money he's getting paid, I don't think he's worth. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
Not at all. That contract.
I feel like the Dodgers took this just to get Betts. I think this was just a throw-in. They said, you want Betts, you have to take this, and they said, fine.
And they also didn't have to give up Gavin Lux or Jeter Downs or Justin May or even Tony Gonsolin. These are guys that the Red Sox all coveted, and they were off limits. Price was an offsetter. You're 100% right. I think he will contribute to this team, and he will be great in the regular season. Come playoff time, you better hold your breath when it comes to David Price. That's all I'm going to say.
When it comes to the postseason, why don't you just sit him down? Only use him in an not in an emergency.
Or
if you're up, if you're up a bunch of runs, then you can bring him in.
Yeah, so he pitched 22 games last year, but only 107 innings. Yeah, he just didn't have it last year. You're right. I mean, if we're being realistic about the situation.
No, he. I know the injuries took a toll, but he was just. I'm not sold on him. I think he hasn't been good in years, in my opinion.
And this is what the problem is with the Red Sox. Price is the main reason why they're here now. That contract was terrible. They needed a way out of it, and this was the only way to get out of it, was to attach Mookie Betts.
And they're still paying for him too.
Just like you've seen this done in sports before, you attach a bad contract with a good asset to get decent value in return. And also, the Chris Sale contract was horrible, and I said that was a mistake as soon as it was signed.
Right when you signed,
you said
this is a big mistake.
And what did he do last year? He missed
nothing.
Most of the season. He was ineffective. So I was right with that so far. 5 for 150. It's just hamstringing them right now. He's not going to be worth it either. And Nathan Eovaldi, that was a huge overpay. Oh my God! Talk about one season making a contract. That's what the Red Sox did with him.
Yeah, that contract,
that's a horrible one.
Coming back to bite them in the ass.
So
definitely.
All this stuff that's happened has led to this point now.
Yeah.
That they're strapped against the tax. They don't want to go over the luxury tax. So the guy Bloom from Tampa Bay was brought in here to do one job. It was to get the team under the luxury tax, and he did it. Is it painful? Will the Red Sox fans like it? Probably not, but he did what he was told to do. So now the real work begins. How's he going to fix this mess?
He's the architect, and he better have a good blueprint to build something, because I'll tell you what, you just traded away your best tool. That's what you did.
Yeah.
You got rid of your best tool, and now you got to work with dull tools, in my opinion.
And now you got to try to sell that to the fan base. They're still trying to.
Which, by the way, is pissed off.
Yeah, and the Red Sox fans are not happy at all. I haven't seen.
Check Twitter. Oh, they're going crazy.
Carabas, I'm sure, is having a great time right now. I'm sure. Actually, he shoots some shade at us before, but whatever. Who cares? Honestly. So Verdugo, had 3.1 wins above replacement and just 343 at bats. He was better than I even realized, honestly. 12 homers, he hit 294, 44 RBIs, 4 stolen bases. Verdugo has some ability, he has some pop, and he was highly touted. He was a top pick, I believe. I'm trying to get his credentials, and we're going to go through the Red Sox lineup, what it looks like, because their lineup is actually not bad. I looked at it before. It's still very deep and good, but the problem is their pitching staff. And we didn't even talk about this. First of all, they've made no moves. Their bullpen's still a train wreck, and how's that going any better? And now their starting pitchers behind Sale and Eduardo Rodriguez are laughable. Every single one of them, from 3 to 5, are huge question marks.
It's a problem. Definitely a problem. I feel like they definitely needed to address the rotation and bullpen because their bullpen is complete trash. And they did not do that. So that's one thing, you get rid of your best asset. Why don't you just try to go get some bullpen arms and try to get a pitcher? It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. The Red Sox, because they were so strapped and all that, this was just a huge, huge problem.
Mm-hmm. They just couldn't get out of their own way in this situation.
No.
So Verdugo was a second-round pick in 2014. He's highly touted. I think they did okay. I mean, what do you think of the return with Price being attached? Like, how do you view it for the Red Sox? Like, what they got back?
I think they should have gotten a little bit more, in my opinion.
Probably,
I think
right?
They got cash considerations. Is that
they get half the contract relief, but they still have to pay for half of it. They get the outfielder Verdugo, who's going to take Betts' spot, basically. And then they get the pitcher from Minnesota, who has a lot of upside. He did actually play in AAA last year briefly, but only pitched like 5 innings, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up making the big club, especially with like how bad their pitching situation is right now. So I think they at least got 2 pieces, and the fact that the Price contract's in it kind of ruins the trade for me. So it's hard to judge it because the Price was involved. So I don't know.
I think for Mookie,
I think it gets a C though, or B minus at best. Though, honestly.
I'm giving it a C plus because
I think that's fair
for Mookie Betts, for a franchise player like Mookie Betts, and that's what he is, a franchise player. You need to give a lot more than what they did. I think the Red Sox got hosed, in my opinion.
That's a fair take, and the only other thing I'll say is that he was only 1 year left in his deal. That was the other problem. Should they have done this sooner, maybe? Should this have been done last year?
Yeah, and they could have worked out an extension, too. We could have got more, and in the Dodgers instance, they could have worked out an extension, and he'd be wrapped up long term. He's young. And the Red Sox could have gotten something better. He came off an MVP year. If they traded him last year, they could have got a huge haul.
Well, they wouldn't do that because they won the World Series, but I get what you're saying.
I just don't
the trade deadline it was talked about. I remember.
No, I know.
Somewhat talked about.
I know.
And they probably should have. Now looking back on it, you would say.
Yeah, they should have exactly.
So yeah, let's check out their line. Let's see the Red Sox situation. Also, I made a question on Twitter that I'm sure you caught attention of, and I believe this wholeheartedly. The Red Sox are finishing 4th in the AL East.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
That's just a fact of life. I'm sorry. I mean, Tampa Bay is obviously better than them. They were better than them last year, so that's not going to change, I don't think. And then Toronto is very scary. Do not sleep on the Blue Jays. I think that they can win 80-plus games, and I don't see the Red Sox being over 500.
No, they're not. They're going to be under. They're way under 500. I know they.
I'm going to check this stuff.
It's just. No, they're going to be a very, very bad team. It's going to be a very, very long season for the Boston Red Sox. So fans, brace yourself.
Okay, yeah. You got to listen. Oh, my God. Look at this rotation right now. All right, so lineup for the Red Sox. This is actually formidable still. Alex Verdugo is going to lead off. All right, we already talked about him. Devers actually had a great year last year. He's going to be batting second for them. Benintendi third. He had a down year, but I expect a little bit better from him. Bogarts is very good offensively. I don't expect that to change. J.D. Martinez is J.D. Martinez, so he rolls out of bed. He's going to hit you 40 and 100, probably hit 300 average, so I won't worry about him too much. Michael Chavis is an interesting guy. They have him slated to play second. He's played first. He's played third, so I want to see what happens with him. He's going to bat sixth. Mitch Moreland's not too bad for a 7-hitter. He's pretty consistent. Vasquez, that catcher, actually showed some pop last year batting 8th, and Jackie Bradley just lost at the plate, so he's batting 9th. He's there for defense. And he has a bad contract, too, so that's another issue they have. But we look at the starting rotation of bullpen, this is where things get bad. So you have Chris Sale, the ace, if he can even stay healthy for a full season. That remains to be seen. Then we got Eduardo Rodriguez, who really stepped up last year, and he's going to be huge for them this year. He's going to have to be. He's their second starter now. Then Nathan Eovaldi is their third starter, and we know what his history is like.
Yeah, we all know what definitely his history is like. It's up and down.
Mm-hmm.
He gets injured.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what you're going to get.
Everything you just said about the Boston Red Sox is it's just not a good team. It's just not. I know JD Martinez, like you said, JD Martinez is JD Martinez, but other than that, in my opinion, I don't think you lose. Like we could talk about this all the time. When Mookie Betts out of that lineup, you're losing a lot of production, even though he had a down year. And I don't think. And you know what? With these guys, they're going to win some games, not the games you need to win. In my opinion, I don't trust.
No, I don't think so.
Any of the minus JD Martinez, I don't think I trust anybody on this lineup. In my opinion.
Well, I would trust Devers and Bogarts. Probably.
I always forget about Bogarts. I forget.
And Benintendi still, even though last year was down.
Yeah,
he's a pain in our side. Thorno Benintendi.
Andrew Benintendi. Yeah. But with that being said, with the Red Sox, it's a problem. I think that the pitching and bullpen is going to be a massive problem. I think that's where when the starting pitching has to go to the bullpen, you're in trouble because you could hit that bullpen bad.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to that yet. Listen to these 4 and 5 starters. You want a good laugh. Martin Perez is their 4th starter. He had an ERA over 5 last year, and that's their 4th starter. And he pitched 165 innings, so it's not a small sample size or anything. We can't even use that argument here. Hector Velasquez is their 5th starter. He also had an ERA over 5, although he only pitched 56 innings, so they're going to have to hope he has some untapped potential, but I wouldn't count on it by any means.
No, absolutely not.
You look at this bullpen, it's just an absolute train wreck. I mean, Workman, Barnes, and Brazier are about the only 3 guys I think are even halfway decent, and they're nothing like lights out. They're just like serviceable almost. Like they're above average, I would say. Workman, Barnes, and Brazier. Barnes is probably their best guy, and Bree's not bad either. And you got Colin Brewer, Darcy Hernandez, Austin Bryce, Marcus Walden, Josh Taylor. Who are they? I don't even know these guys.
Never even heard of these guys. They're just nobodies.
Yeah, I mean, right, and their farm system's horrible. That's another thing that Bloom was brought in to do, to fix their farm system. It's not like you could say they have help down in the pipeline, really. They have no help at all, except I guess the guy that just traded for, he might help them. But we're not even being biased here. This is just not a good baseball team.
No, it's not.
I don't see how anyone thinks they can make a wild card run. It's laughable to me.
It's a terrible baseball team. They went from winning the World Series in 2018 to not making the playoffs in 2019 to now just being a laughing stock. The Red Sox organization, everyone knows they pride themselves on excellence and all that. And, you know, their fans are... I can't knock their fans. They're very passionate.
No, I'm not going to knock the fans here.
But now... I feel for them. This is a problem. Everything that has transpired within the past 24 hours. If you're a Boston Red Sox fan, wants you to literally jump off a cliff and just a swan dive. Really.
Damn. So we look at the Dodgers rotation, the other side of this. Okay, first of all, Kershaw's not ahead of Buehler. Whoever wrote this is completely wrong. You're living in the past. So Buehler's first, don't care what anyone says. Kershaw's second, Price third. Then you're looking at Alex Wood 4, Julio Urias is the 5. He still has some potential. I want to see more from him. Dustin May will be in the mix as well. Great prospect, the Ginger. And then Gosselin also will be in the mix. So their starting rotation's great. The only thing that concerns me with the Dodgers is their bullpen. Their bullpen leaves a lot to be desired for me.
Yeah.
And Kenley Jansen's lost it.
Their bullpen definitely is a problem. I do agree Jansen has lost a step.
For sure.
I think that's the one weakness of this Dodger team is their bullpen.
Yeah.
So if you want to beat the juggernaut, get them to their bullpen.
Yeah, get the starting pitchers out.
Get them out and get to the bullpen.
And I'm not going to get too crazy into this. Yankees-Dodgers, if they play in the World Series, the Yankees bullpen, would be such an advantage over the Dodgers bullpen.
Yeah, I agree.
I also think if Paxton's healthy, their starting rotation's better.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
And the lineups are very close. It's hard
Very,
to say.
very similar.
I'm not even going to pick one right now, but if I was being unbiased, I might even lean Dodgers, to be honest, because Betts and Bellinger, like, together, I don't know.
How do you defend that? It's crazy.
I mean, Yankees still got Stan and Judge if they play up to their potential, but Bellinger and Betts don't strike out as much, so Bellinger will here and there, but, that's just fun stuff for later. That's a long ways away. Who even knows we'll get to that point. Hopefully Yankees make it. Dodgers not as concerned with for obvious reasons.
That's definitely a topic of discussion way down the road in the season. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll make our season picks and everything, but that's not on this show.
No. We got some time.
All right, so we're going to wrap up our trade talk, and then we'll get to other stuff. So winners and losers besides the Dodgers and Dodgers winner, obviously. Red Sox major loser here. So maybe long term it's probably helps them, but for next season, no, not at all.
No. I think the Twins definitely got to win with that pitcher.
What do you think about Angels?
Angels getting Jock Peterson? You know what? They add another bat and another outfielder to help them out, but you know what? Like I said, I think Jock Peterson, he's good, but he's not what he used to be. You remember when he was on top of the world back then? He fell off the face of the earth.
He never lived up to it.
No, he didn't.
I think I'll give the Angels a dub because they finally got a starting pitcher, which we've been harping about for all off season, Ross Stripling, but it's not an impact guy. I mean, he's better than Bundy and Tehran, though, so they're making progress, I guess, but it's not what they need still.
No.
So that's hard to take on the trade. We're going to cut to commercial break. We're going to get to some Yankees talk. Greg Bird's resurrected. Curtis Granderson retired. A couple other small things, and we'll be on our way. Stay tuned, everyone.